Welcome back, everybody. My name is Bina, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Dark Souls Remastered on the Nintendo Switch. This is part 2, so in the previous part, we went through the Undead Asylum, basically the tutorial level of this game, beat the Undead Asylum, and now we're here. I forgot what this place is called again. I'm so dumb. Firelink Shrine. And this is basically our hub world. So, that being said, let's go talk to this guy, see what he has to say.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival.
Damn right.
Guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here.
Really?
You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum.
Screw that place.
Too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually 2 bells of awakening. One's
Really?
up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you.
Never.
So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead.
Okay, so it pretty much told us the objective of the first part of the game, which is to bring the 2 bells of awakening.
Ah, your face. You're practically hollow.
Yeah, I know.
Going hollow could solve quite a bit.
Nah. Let's see what else he has to say.
What? Restoring your humanity?
There is a way to do that.
A few ways to go about it. Collect it bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned.
That's one way to
And
do
the
it.
quickest way, although I'd never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all.
What he's talking about is the humanity mechanic, which we'll talk about
What
in a
are
bit.
you looking at? Don't try anything clever. You might regret it.
Bring it, boy.
What? You want to hear more? Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the undead church, but the lift is broken. You have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the undead burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the undead burg,
Right.
within the plague-infested Blight Town.
Sounds
But
nasty.
I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
Alright. Any other information?
Bloody hell, what is it now? You ask too many questions.
Okay.
I'm not up for chat.
Okay, he's pretty much saying leave him alone. Let's leave this loser alone. Okay, so he says we need to go to Undead Burg to get to the first Bell of Awakening, which is going to be that way. But let's check out what stuff we can loot and other people to talk to. So we got 3 humanity. We're going to talk about humanity in a little bit. So let's go down here before we go off on our actual adventure. Okay, so here we can talk to this lady. She is the Firekeeper. She can reinforce our Estus Flask, which we need Estus Shards to do, which basically makes our Estus Flask heal for more per potion. We don't have none of them yet, so we're not going to talk to her. Let's see here. I believe there's an elevator down here. Yeah, this way, which leads to another area, which we could go to now, even though we have because we have the Master Key. But we're not going to bother that area because that area is pretty advanced. I will come here before we go to a certain area in the game to get an Estus Flask, but right now pretty hard to get to, so we're not going to worry too much about it. Let's go this way. Here to the left. Some possible break. Anything useful here. Water we can wade through. Oh, this stretches is open. What the heck? I wanted whatever was inside. Okay, let's take a look here, shall we? Oh, sweet. Soul of a Lost Undead. More souls for us. There's some more souls over there, although before we go to that area, we need to talk about that area. But first, let's go up here and figure out that bird. The bird is up here. Hi, birdie. The one that took us. I think he'll leave us alone if we leave him alone. Sounds about right. Okay, so we saw some souls over there. And we're going to have to be very careful going in that direction because that area has a lot of skeletons and it leads to this area called the catacombs. And the thing is, there's weapon types in this game. There's swords, axes, maces, spears, and a bunch of other stuff. These skeletons, like in most games, are only weak. There's weaknesses in this game. Skeletons are weak to mace or blunt weapons, so like a hammer, a punching glove, a giant hammer. A bladed sword or an axe will do hardly any damage to them, and they're really strong. So what I like to do is, we're basically just gonna run in YOLO. And to do this better, going back to rolling, you actually, if you fat roll, you run very slow. If you medium roll, you run a little faster, but not by much. If you are able to fast roll, aka less than 25% of your weight threshold, you can actually run really, really fast. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take off our... Wait, no. Oh, we're too heavy now. Okay, yeah. We can run super fast now. And that's what we're going to do because we're going to run around and collect all these treasures. We're going to die. Probably. But whatever. We need to collect this stuff and just run away from these skeletons. So these skeletons are hard. We don't have a bladed weapon. So yeah. So we're just going to... Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm rolling around really quick. Let's just run. Run around these guys. Leave me alone. And just grab whatever is around here. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I don't like to run. I hate running through here. It's scary, it's scary. Go this way. Oh my god. Big skeleton. Zweihander. Zweihander, whatever. Go this way, go this way. No, 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 no. Oh no, no, don't get stuck, don't get stuck, don't get stuck. I'm gonna die. No, not. Whoa. No, no, no. I am so dead. No, I'm not. So long, suckers. Woohoo! Yeah, you ain't catching me today. Wing spear could be useful. Ah! Big guy. Run. Run. Run away. I think that's everything. If I do a second run through to double check. But you can get a lot of really good items at this point of the game going in that direction. Like two really good weapons, the winged spear and the Zweihander. Which I'm going to show this off in a bit, but for now I'm just going to keep running like a little girl because these skeletons are scary. They're spooky and scary after all. Okay. I think we look ridiculous without our... Oh dear. Okay, you know what? I know it's going to reset them. If you want to reset enemy positions, one way to do that is resting at the bonfire. So let's do that. Be gone! Okay, let's put our equipment back on, shall we? And yeah, put the leggings. Leggings. Yeah. Okay. So we got a couple items. First we got a Zweihander. Well, let's take a look at it by pressing Y. The Zweihander, if you look at its stats, it's really strong. Blue means it's a positive, red means it's a negative. So it does a lot of damage. The weapon type is an ultra great sword. There's swords, great swords, and ultra great swords. Great swords are basically heavy two-handed weapons like a claymore, like a two-handed sword. So think like Master Sword. No, not Master Sword. Like Big Orange Sword from Zelda. We also have ultra great swords, which are even heavier and usually stronger, but they're slower. The bigger the weapon, the slower, but they tend to do big damage in one swing, so good for burst damage. We'll talk about that later. Now, if you look at the Zweihander, it says that if you look at the bottom right where you see Rec Param, which means requirement parameters, it says 24 with the arm flexing. That's the strength stat. It said what it's saying is in order to wield this weapon, you need 24 strength minimum to wield it properly. You could wield it without it, but you can't use it effectively. So it looks really slow, but that's basically normal. And yeah, no, actually no, it's not normal. You swing it so slow because you're not strong enough to use it. So we're gonna go back to our broadsword, which thankfully has a requisite of 10 strength. And if you look at the sword, it says parameter bonus on the left, with the arm flexing, which is strength, and the hand open, which is dexterity, at C. Those are scaling bonuses. So basically, the more strength you have, the more damage you'll get out of it at a reasonable scaling. So that's what the +7 is right there, where it says attack physical +7. That's my scaling for dexterity and strength. So you get equal bonuses from strength and dexterity. So you typically want to, this is why I'm going for a strength build versus say like a strength agility balance build, so I can focus on strength and use primarily strength based weapons. Yeah. We also got the Winged Spear, which has an E for strength, a C for dexterity. So this is better for a dexterity-based build, and it says the requisites are 13, 15. So we can't really use it. We'll talk about those later when we level up in a little bit. But first, let's just keep on exploring. There should be some more stuff we can get around here. So we're not strong enough to wield the Zweihander, and I may end up using it. We'll see. I don't like using Ultra Great Swords. I feel they're very slow. I like Great Swords. Like, the Claymore is one of my favorite weapons. Fire Bombs. Okay, so Fire Bombs are basically bombs you could throw for fire damage. Really useful early on in the game. However, when we learn Pyromancy, which is basically fire magic, we'll be able to do that with our magic spell. So, let's talk to this guy.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted.
Your mouse not moving.
Of Thurland.
Whatever.
Have you business with us? If
Potentially.
not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Not the talkative type, eh? Me neither.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance. But I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this, as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
A copper coin. I actually don't know what they do.
You again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Yeah.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Okay.
Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
Okay, so this guy is basically our miracles teacher. He can teach us how to use miracles. To cast miracles, you need to buy talismans, which will basically let you cast miracles, and you gotta equip them. And he teaches us very basic miracles like healing, homeward, which I don't know what it does. It tells you right here. Force, seek guidance, healing. We're not gonna really focus too much on miracles. And also we can enter what's called a covenant, which is basically kind of like an allegiance or an alignment. This is more for online play. We won't really worry too much about covenants now. I'll cover them maybe another time. We can learn a gesture from him, the shrug. And we just talk to him.
My companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses, to keep her from harm. An undead mission?
Talk to him again.
Regrettably, I cannot share that with you.
Oh, come
You
on!
are my pupil.
Give me 1 second.
Perhaps
Come
if
in.
you show your faith.
Oh, hello.
What is it?
Oh, no, I wanted to ask you a question.
Very well.
Can I
I
ask you
can
when I'm done in
surely
15
tell
minutes?
you, of all people, undead clerics are given a mission to seek.
Sorry about that. Big sister wants to ask me a question. I'll ask her
Kindling is
later.
the art of feeding bonfires with humanity. Through kindling, we shall one day be granted magnificent powers.
Kindling, you say? We're gonna talk about that way
I
later.
can surely tell you, of all people, Undead clerics are given a mission. Kindling is the through kindling.
Okay, so anyway.
Come again.
So if you keep
The
talking to certain
effectiveness of the
NPCs,
teachings depend upon your faith.
you can talk to certain NPCs multiple times, and sometimes they'll give you something. So it's worth talking to them multiple times. Let's see, nothing in here. Okay, let's go. Let's check up here. Nothing here. We're gonna go down there in a second. But let's see what's up here. There's some more stuff. Still have a Lost Undead. Now, if you guys noticed, we have 10 Estus flasks where last time we had 5. That's because we rested at a bonfire that was kindled. And when you kindle a bonfire, you can get 5 extra Estus flasks. And eventually, when we get an item called the Rite of Kindling, we will actually be able to have up to 20 Estus flasks, which is really useful. More healing potions, the better. Check out this treasure chest. Homeward Bone. Basically lets us teleport to the last bonfire that we rested at. Pretty useful for fast traveling or to get out of sticky situations. We have a Morning Star and a Talisman. So we have a hammer, which potentially will help us with those skeletons. However, if you check the weapon, it says attack type strike. Actually, no. It says here attack type thrust. A thrust is what you typically think of like a spear or a rapier, like a stabbing weapon. It says here, hammer with a sharp spike on its pummel. One of the more barbaric cleric weapons. Uniquely, this hammer inflicts thrust damage and causes bleeding. So, this is a pretty good weapon. But the problem is, we needed a hammer for those skeletons, and it's not a blunt type weapon. It's not a strike type weapon. It's a thrust weapon. So, this isn't going to do that well against skeletons because it's technically a thrust weapon, even though it's a hammer. Cracked Red Eye Orb, that's more for PvP. That's more online stuff. We're not going to cover that here. And we get Lloyd's Talisman, which I don't know, which we can use that for miracles, but we're not going to use a miracle build here. So let's just go ahead and run. And I think that's all the goodies we can collect today. So let's just go ahead and go back to the bonfire. Reset the enemies so they don't follow us, and then let's actually start our little adventure. But before we get started, we can level up, and so we can kindle the fire, which it's already kindled for us, and we can reverse hollowing. So let's talk about hollowing and humanity. So hollowing is what we are now. We are considered hollow, so think of like undead. So we look like we're burned, we look like a sausage. We look terrible. There's a way to fix that. If we go to our items and we use what's called humanity, we will ingest 1 humanity. But we're not human technically, so what you do is you go to the bonfire, you go to reverse hollowing. If you have at least 1 humanity, which is the top left number up there on the screen, offer humanity to reverse hollowing, absolutely. And we are human. Now, there's benefits to having extra humanity. You can have up to 99 humanity. Humanity is basically your luck stat. The more humanity, the more luck you'll have. Also, if you're playing online where you can get invaded and killed by other enemies, you need to be human in order to be able to summon other players. Staying hollow doesn't do anything for you, but if you want a higher luck stat, then you want to go human. And also, with humanity, you can kindle bonfires, which I'm actually going to show off in the next bonfire. So now that we're ready to go, let's actually go and get started on our adventure. We're not going to level up just yet. I'm going to save that for later. Because first we got to find somebody. Well, we can level up now, but I'm choosing not to. Okay, first I got some skeleton. Well, these aren't skeletons technically, they're like zombies. Ow. Okay, there's a guy throwing fire at us. That's not cool. I'm gonna two-hand my weapon to get a little more strength out of it. Let's kill this guy first. Yeah. Nope, 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 no. Nope, nope, no. Oh, Jesus. Gotcha. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Yeah. Also, another move I like to discuss is kicking, which if you press A and forward at the same time, is it? Is it? No, it's not. I forgot how to kick in this game. I'll discuss kicking later. Let's see here. So, what you want to do is before you go up, there's actually, underneath the bridge, you can go there. So let's go back down for a second, now that we killed all the enemies. Be careful, though, you could die doing this. So, we gotta discuss how to jump in this game. Jumping is tricky. What you need to do is you need to run, and then press A right after. There you go, that's how you kick. I'll talk about kicking later. So what you want to do is you want to run, and then right when you get to about here, you want to press A again to jump. I might die from this, but yellow, right? Let's go. Yellow! Okay. Woof. Alright. Stay near the edge, don't fall off, and we got the Ring of Sacrifice, which you can equip up to 2 rings in this game. And this one, you lose something upon death, but the ring breaks. In this game, when you die, you lose all your souls. Yeah, you lose all your souls. However, you have 1 chance to gain your souls back. You have to run all the way back to the point where you died, and you claim your souls. If you don't do that, if you die again before claiming your souls are gone forever, which makes this game extremely punishing and really deters players away. But if you wear that Ring of Protection, Ring of Sacrifice, you will retain your souls after death. Could be pretty useful in certain situations. No, oh, well, I just died. First of many, I assure you. I should have wore that Ring of Sacrifice. Oi. Yeah. That was fun. Well then. And of course, if you die, all the enemies will respawn. So I guess what we gotta do. And I wasted my humanity, which really blows. But what can you do? All right, let's see if we can get our souls back. That was a good amount of souls for this point of the game. So let's go. Oh, the fire dude. You know, we're gonna stay up here. Kill these losers. Get some souls back. Whoa! Oh, they don't stagger. Oh, okay, I need to keep that in mind. So nothing you can do against this guy who's standing near an edge. You can kick enemies off the ledge and they'll die when they fall. It's tricky to do. You press forward, you tilt the control stick forward and press the attack button, which is our trigger at the same time, and you do a Sparta kick. This is Sparta! And you can kick people off and they die to their death. Pretty useful way to kill them, but it's kind of tricky to do. So yeah. Oh, I gotta deal with this bozo here. Nope. No. You're dead. Okay, let's try this again. Alley-oop! And that's how you retrieve your souls. So let's not die again. Ooh, there we go. Let's go. I think we're going to cut off the part the next bonfire. That sounds like a good place to end the video. A lot of tutorial stuff. Once I finally start leveling up, I'll explain all the stats. But for now, we're good. Grab this stuff. Lots of souls you can purge. Also, one mechanic. If you swing your weapon and it hits a wall, you will clink it. In other words, your animation will stop. Unfortunately, the animation for the sword one-handed is it's a wide arc. So it's a horizontal arc. So in close quarters combat like this, I don't like using my sword and shield one-handed. I like using my sword two-handed because the swing is more vertical, so it's pretty good for close quarters situations. Okay, there's doors that you cannot open from one side, you have to open from the other side, so we're going to come back later to that door. And now we're in our first area of the game, the Undead Burg. Let's fight these guys. Whoa! Nice try, buddy. Back up. Let him swing. Combat, for the most part, just... Basically, you just want to wait till the enemy swings. And then you swing back when you can. Pretty much the basics of combat. Easy. Let's see what's over here. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, no, no. Easy. Alright, just roll around. Like polies. Energy, let that recover. We can go up here. No, we can't. Okay, so there's a way to get down there. I guess we just gotta go through here. We should probably head for the next bonfire. We need it in this part pretty soon. More souls. Very good. Go over here. We cannot make that jump, I don't think so. I'm gonna try. No, we can't. There's a way to do it, but that's not the way. Whoa! Whoa! Well then. That happened. Okay. Okay, I remember now. Let's just go to the bonfire. Oh, this is gonna suck. Considering there's an archer right there, what I like to do is fight these guys down here where the archer cannot get me. Alright, just back it up. Get my stamina regen. Got them both. Let's run because we need to take this loser out. Let's take a heal because we're near a bonfire. Let's not open the door just yet. Wonderful. So we gotta go this way, but there's a bonfire over here. This is our first pit stop. Fire. Now remember, when we rest at a bonfire, everything will respawn. So that dude over there, the crossbow guy, he's back. Again. Just like some shady, he's back. So, okay. So before we end the part, I'm gonna show off... Oh, wait, no. First I'm gonna show off killing this loser. Up the booty. Yep. So, as I mentioned before, you need to become human to kindle bonfires, because this bonfire will only offer us 5 Estus flasks if we rest at it. But to kindle it, if we kindle it, we will get 10. And eventually 15 and 20. So what you want to do is use 2 humanities if you're not human already. And what you want to do is you want to reverse hollowing to become human. And with your humanity restored, you want to kindle to the fire, which it takes 1 humanity to do it. And now, every time you rest at this particular bonfire, you will get 10 Estus Flask. Pretty useful, especially for newer players. Alright, that's going to be it for today, for this